Hola, my name is Tony Lerik Larsen. Right before 2020 started, I made myself a few New Year's resolutions. Reach 10,000 subs on YouTube, reach 1,000 subs on or followers on both my Instagram accounts, and learn basic Spanish. Now the year is about to end, and here is where I'm at. In the beginning of 2020, I had under 100 subscribers on YouTube. As I'm recording this, I have 941 subscribers. Not sure how many followers I had on my Instagram accounts in the beginning of this year, but I'm currently around 480 on the Tony Lerik Larsen account and 170 followers on the PPV account. So needless to say, no big stats to brag about. And when it comes to Spanish, I'm able to greet, give compliments, and have super basic conversation. There's a long way before I would claim that I know Spanish fluently. Despite having been a different and challenging year, 2020 for me passed by very quickly. At least looking back at it, obviously. Around March, April, it was going slow. A smart guy at a TED Talk that I once saw said, people in general, they overestimate what they could do in one day, and they always underestimate what they can do within 1 year. And for me personally, this year has been the best example of this. I've never been so clear on what I want to achieve and how I was going to achieve it. Looking back at 2020, the main reason why I did not reach my goals was this. I did not put in the work. Early this year, there were 2 YouTubers that caught my attention. And by the way, they are living proof that if I put in the work, I would be fairly close to reaching my goals. First off is Bennett Grise. He makes a lot of cool content. Lately, a lot of videos about getting the best possible result when shooting with an iPhone. The other creator is fellow filmmaker, pun intended. She makes a lot of gear related videos. I especially like her videos about lighting equipment. Both of them started below 1,000 subscribers in the beginning of this year. And Bennett, he's fairly close to hitting 10K right now. Fellow filmmaker soon at 7K. Big results because they put in the work throughout the year. They were consistent. They trusted the process. They kept going. Let's go back even further. In the beginning of 2016, about 4 years ago, I posted my first videos on YouTube. It started off with vlogs, wannabe Casey Neistat style. As my interests and line of work changed throughout the years, I slowly converted from making content in Norwegian about my everyday life to producing professional videos in English related to my work. In the beginning of 2019, I started making videos about shooting pictures and B-roll of products. At the end of 2019, I launched the productphotographyvideo.com website. So several years before I was more or less sure on what I wanted to make both for YouTube and Instagram and how I was going to make it. 2020 was going to be my year. All I needed to do was put in the work. And in theory, that was like totally doable because I could do all of the shooting at my house. But then a year passed by, my motivation varied, and here we are. And looking back, it's easy to envy other YouTubers or filmmakers who started at a similar place as I did, like Bennett and fellow filmmaker. But honestly, I'm actually kind of pumped about it because they are living proof that if I put in the work, eventually I will reach my goals. I just need to get off my butt, start working, trust the process, and keep going. Oh, and before I forget, here's my take on learning Spanish. Beginning of this year, 2020, I started a beginner's Spanish course at the University of Alicante. The duration was for 3 months. I learned a lot, but it was stressful. We had this professor like blah 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 blah. So again, yeah, I learned a lot, but I wasn't at the level where I could actually have a conversation. Fast forward a few months, at fall, like late October, beginning of November, I started another beginner course in Spanish, but not at the university. This is another thing that's being arranged by Town Hall here in Guatemala, and it's the same curriculum that I learned over the span of 3 months, but they stretch it out over 6 months. And since I didn't practice what I learned, I forgot a lot, so this is like the perfect repetition, and I feel that I'm able to keep up with the rest of the class. So I genuinely think that at the end of 2021, I will be able to say, yes, I speak Spanish, but very basic. And for me, that is a huge achievement. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, there is a like button down below. Subscribe to follow along, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao! And done waving.